Hello TranSan fans, and welcome to Transistor Sandwich, the show where I take a cornucopia of hardware and software and use it to create some tunes that you are then free to use in your own projects. This week I have with me in studio absolutely no one. But in our lovely control room, I have my better half, Ross. If you look up to the top right corner of your screen, you'll see Ross there with his new camera set up. He's got a more wide-angle shot of his studio because we've got Christmas decorations. And actually, 2 camera views for the TranSan studio this week. Or so I'm told. I can't see any of it. I see all of the other cameras here. But we have 2 cameras set up. We have this one up here for the live feed, and then another one up here. Hello, TranSan fans. Right on. So yeah, as I said, I've got me, I've got Rossum, but I've got no Julie this week. Unfortunately, Julie is a little under the weather this week, so I asked her to stay home and take care of herself because that is the most important thing that you can do when you're not feeling well. And drink lots of fluids, by the way. Drink lots of... Oh, I should be pointing up to the live cam because I know she's watching the show live. She's got to be in there live because, you know, I told her to get some rest, and she probably slept for 15 minutes and then hopped right on. So, but that's cool. I'm happy to have anyone who drops in on the show today because we are beginning our Christmas stretch of tunes. Yes, I've selected a few. How many did I select? I'm not even sure if I have enough for the number of shows. Well, actually, I think I may have too many for the number of shows that we have left before Christmas. Oh, maybe not. No, actually, I have 5, and I'm pretty sure we have 5 shows left before the Christmas holiday. Oh, that last show on December 23rd, that's going to be a doozy because we're going to be celebrating more than just the Christmas TranSan episode. We're going to be celebrating some groovy stuff. I don't want to say anything yet because the plans are still in motion. So, but it'll definitely be a Christmas Eve episode. It's Christmas Eve. You could call it that. It's the 23rd, so Christmas Eve. The 23rd lands on a Saturday this year, so that makes for like an awesome long weekend, I think, for most people anyway. So I have 5 songs lined up. These are public domain songs, so we're allowed to create our own version of these songs and post them on the YouTubes if we like, or on the Facebooks, or on the iVlogs. Actually, iVlog doesn't care, but YouTube and Facebook, they you know, you do some copywritten stuff there and you get copywritten. That's not even right grammar. If you do some copyrighted stuff there, there's like bots that can find out that your song is copyrighted because basically your song has a fingerprint to it. The audio signal is turned into a fingerprint, and then that can be mashed up with songs. So that's why if you go to post something on like Facebook or YouTube or something like that, and even if it's say you've recorded your child's graduation or something like that, and oftentimes there are copyrighted tunes playing in the background for the festivities, and your video could be pulled because of it. And of course, there's always an opportunity for you to click and say, well, you know, it's because of this. And more often than not, they will permit you to continue using it, especially if it's for personal reasons. And on YouTube, actually, they don't even pull you right away anymore. That they'll give the opportunity for, if you have advertising, they'll give the opportunity for that advertising to connect with the songs that you're using, or so I'm told. This could change at the drop of a hat. So depending on when you're watching this video, those rules could change. But that's why you should be using TranSan music, because there's no copyright on my music. You can use it in any project you want. So, but with the public domain software, their copyright has lapsed like a long time ago. Like some of these tunes were written in the 1800s. So we have the ability to go in and create our own instrumental, which is what I'm going to do tonight. And then at the end of the night, I'll take that instrumental, I'll take the words for the tune and sing to it, which makes sense. And then I will release the instrumental versions of these songs so you can take them with you and maybe do a little Christmas karaoke at your family get-together this year. That will drive them nuts. You're welcome. All right, so this week, right at the top of the list, the first song is Away in a Manger. So this is actually one of the very first songs I think that I ever played on a keyboard. My first keyboard was a Bontempi chord organ. Bontempi chord organ, for anybody who's unfamiliar with this ancient technology, it's basically an organ that has a fan in it, and the fan blows air through these reeds, and when you press the keys, these reeds create an organ-like sound. Nothing like this, which is very much an organ-like sound. You probably didn't even hear that. There we go. I had the external speakers turned on. So an organ-like sound by blowing air through the reeds of these organs. And that was my first experience in playing keyboards. And Away in a Manger is one of the first songs that I learned, because this is a very simple, straightforward song. Plus, I had a songbook that showed me how to do it. Well, speaking of Bontempi, now this is not the style of instrument that I started on. The one that I had was a chord organ, which has as I said, the fan with it blows the air over the reeds. With this one, Bontempi continued creating musical instruments for quite some time. I don't know when they stopped, actually. I'll put that in the show notes below. And but this one they created a bit later, and it's actually, if I'm not mistaken, a transistor organ, which would be awesome for a future transistor sandwich show. It's got some cool rhythms and stuff. Yeah. What?
Your angel here is in the camera.
My angel. Yeah, I know. I like how the fluff kind of, it looks kind of funky at the bottom of the screen.
Visualizer.
Yeah, I know. The visualizer computer's not going to work this week, unfortunately. I just realized I forgot to turn that light on. Thank you for reminding me. Oh, here, I'll give this back to you.
You didn't hook it up?
No, I'm not going to hook it up just... Oh, what? The visualizer computer?
Yeah.
No, I actually didn't... well, it is all hooked up, and I powered it on, but I think the Ethernet cable might have popped out because it's not showing up on the network. So, but I'm not terribly concerned about that right now. I know it's buried in the back there. It's nice and compact. Oh, as anybody who's been to the show before, if you can see, I don't know if you can tell on the live cams how different the studio looks, but I did quite a bit of difference. Like I changed a lot back here, so my little soundboard situation is a bit different, and I changed the corner significantly, so you can see. Oh my God, it's another Bontempi organ. I just realized this is Bontempi. This is, again, not a chord organ, so this one's not blowing air through the reeds either. But this one is an electronic organ. It's using transistors and whatnot. And but it's the same style of organ that I started out on. It has big blocks of keys on the left-hand side, and those keys play pre-programmed chords. So if I press this little block labeled C, I would get a C chord on it. And then I could, with the other hand, I could play the melody. So, for example, if I was doing Away in a Manger, it would have... something like that. I should probably know how to play the song before we record it. So yeah, that was my first experience with playing a musical instrument. And now, fast forward so many years later, I shan't say how many, but I started playing at the age of 6. So let's create a new project here. And I'm not really going to do anything slow and sappy. I think it'll have to be TranSanized. Some up-tempo stuff. Otherwise, the next time, because it's going to be the next 5 shows, and Julie will be back in full form the next show, and I don't want her sitting here rolling her eyes at these slow Christmas songs. So we'll have to keep them up-tempo. So I need a rhythm first. Let's start off with our rhythm section. Let's use the beat sequencer. This is a little addition to the latest GarageBand that we discovered last week. And I thought it was groovy, so I'm just gonna let's see what kind of away in a manger we can come up with. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. That's groovy. It's very minimalist, very tight. Now, we need some instrumentation to go along with that, and I found a new inter-app. And when I say inter-app, I mean that GarageBand has a feature called inter-app audio. And basically what it does is it allows GarageBand to communicate with other music applications that you have on your iPad. So I hit the inter-app audio, and there was a listing in here for Launchkey, which I didn't even have at the time. I'm not sure why it showed up on the list, unless they've got some kind of deal worked out with them. I don't know. But it took me to the store, and I was like, sure, I'll try it out. I'm familiar with Launchkey. It's actually, there's a series of keyboards that you can get that come with this software. Well, I don't know if they come with it. You probably have to still go to the App Store and download it. But so this Launchkey software is basically freebie software that you get with a digital MIDI controller when you buy it at the store. And it has some interesting preset sounds. So it's got arpeggiators, and you know me and arpeggiators. I love my arpeggiators. So that one actually sounds kind of nice. I may actually start with that very one, but there are some other options here. This one's called Aperture. That's kind of neat. Oh, and it has latching, so if I let go of the keys, the arpeggiator keeps going until I change the chord. So that kind of dealy. There's some other options here. Center Return, this one's called. Now with this application, apparently you can grab a hold of some of the components of the sound. I guess that's what these all represent, is components of the sound, such as cutoff, amplification level, pan position, and stuff like that. And you can grab these and move them around the screen to subtly change the sound, just like that. So it'll be interesting to see if I can do this and have GarageBand record those motions at the same time. I wonder if those motions actually send MIDI data. So let's find out. So first of all, let's find out how to play the damn song. All right, so the beauty of Christmas tunes is that they're very simple and straightforward progressions. Let me just mute this. Oh, that's not the right one. There we go. So, yeah, because I just want the piano for now. Oh, that's not a piano. That's a piano. So, because the piano is my base starting point for anything. So I know I want to play it in C. Well, I think I want to play it in C. Let's see. I have to sing this at the end of the show, so let's see if I can sing it in that key without, you know, without it sounding like I'm screaming at someone. Might want to learn the chord progression now. So it's C, F, C, and G. It's a basic 3-chord progression, as long as you remember to hit those chords in the right order. So if I was to sing this in this key, it'd be something like, away in a manger, no crib for a bed. Oh, that's awful. Oh my God, that's horrible. Let's try it in a different key. Okay, so if I transpose it to G, away, oh crap, away in a manger, no crib for a bed, the little Lord Jesus laid down his Oh, lay down his sweet head. Yeah. The stars in the bright sky look down where he lay. The little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay. Yeah, I think that would work. The cattle are lowing, the baby awakes, but little Lord Jesus, no crying. No, I feel like it needs to go somewhere, because I'm doing my own version of it too. Yeah, if I went to an A there, no crying he makes. I love the... Oh, yeah, I forgot, it's in C. In G, I mean. I love thee, Lord Jesus, look down from the sky and stay by my cradle till morning is nigh. Yeah, something like that. That'll be different. This will be a different version. All right, let's go back to GarageBand and, well, first of all, I need to record this drum pattern. And we can't hear anything because I turned it off. Turn that back up. There we go. Okay, so that is a pattern that I can now take and loop. I also want to open up this section to automatic length for the meantime, because I don't know how long I'm going to make it just yet. So let's start off with, well, first of all, in G. What was it again? It's in G. I'm singing it in my head. All right, let's take that pattern and put it in there. Whoa, hold on. I don't think that rhythm's gonna work with that arpeggiator. Yeah, it seems to have not the right number of steps for that kind of rhythm. Let me just delete that piece. I'm gonna have to go back to my my instrument, my launch key here, and see what we have that might be a better fit for that rhythm. That might be interesting. Oh, I don't care much for that one. Okay, there. That one's on a... That one's got a 4/4 tempo to that one. And since I'm doing a minimalistic beat, that should work well with it. Oh. I'll have to stop it for a moment. Stop! turn off that latching. There we go. Let's back that up. Let's see what I can do with this. My drum stopped. I had it set to loop. Oh, you know what? Okay, I had it set to loop and it didn't loop because there was nowhere for it to loop at the time. And then I stretched it out to automatic length, which as soon as I went long enough, meant that that non-loop just wasn't going to work anymore. Now if I zoom out, okay, yes, I see my loop is in place now. All right, let's go back to this and get this put in. What the hell? It stopped again. Why is this not looping? Come on. Give me a break already. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Well, maybe I need to, all right, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to turn automatic off and I'm just going to say, well, I'm going to record 131 bars. So take that. Ooh. And then I'm going to make you loop all the way out to the end of those 131 bars. Hopefully the song doesn't go that long. All right, let's delete this little spot there that I recorded. And we'll try this again. That was a weird chord. Oh, I could probably loop from that point actually. All right, so I've got an intro where I just stay on the G for a little bit. Yeah, okay, it's changing at the right spot. Okay, that's that weird. I must have hit the chord in an odd way at that point, and it just kind of made it go wonky. I'm gonna record that again because that's just weird. Okay, so that's the little intro. And the words will start here. Okay, so I stop there because I can take that and loop it. Now I don't want to loop in that opening part because that's just the intro, so I'm just gonna snip it right about there. And to snip, we just click on that track, we go to split, it gives us our little scissors icon, we pull those down and it creates a little slice. Okay, so we got that. I don't really want to loop it. I want to copy and paste it because a loop may not do what I need it to do. And I just need to trim up the end of it so that it ends at just the right point. Awesome. So now I copy that and we'll paste it right after there. So let's see how many verses we have. So away in a manger, no crib for a bed, blah 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 blah. All right, so then, well, there's basically only 3. Well, this is a short song. All right, so since there's only 3, I'm going to take a breather in between singing each one, which means I probably do want to copy that opening part as well. I think I'll do the first 2 side by side. Here's how I'm going to structure the song. First 2 verses, going to be one right after the other. Then I'm going to copy this intro and use it as a little break right after those. And then copy another verse. So copy and paste that right after that. And then I can take that intro, copy it, and paste it at the end. And I'll probably loop it a couple of times, because that will be the end of the song. So yeah, the song about 65 bars. That's not bad. Now, let's see how well this works together if I add a bass line, because now we need bass. Let's go into our synth here. And actually, you know what? We don't need that. Let's come over here. There's lots of lovely basses on the Korg here. And I have cameras set up over here, so I may as well use it. So instead of that track there, let me just get rid of this track, delete. And we'll add, what we need is an audio track. Audio. So that GarageBand can hear. Instrument. Turn on monitoring, no. I want it to record in stereo, and everything else looks fine. Okay, so it gives me a guitar icon. I don't like that. Oh wait, is there preset? Oh, there's presets for keyboards here anyway. Oh, probably some presets here for some bass. Oh yeah, there's some nice stereo spread. Oh, here, let's do a stereo spread on a bass line over here. Now let's find a bass instrument. It's set on MIDI piano right now. Turn on the Korg. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's in G. Oh, I love that MIDI piano. It has a very full sound and a lot of sustain to it. I think that's it's a nice tribute to the old Wurlitzer electric pianos, but it has a lot more of a crisp bell sound to it. But not what we're looking for. We're looking for bass. Let me see. What have we got in the bass area? We have hollow body. I think that's a hollow body guitar, though. I don't think it's a bass. Oh, well, it might be. That could be my bass line, but I don't know if that's my bass. It doesn't have enough bottom end to it, I find. And those are guitars, actually. I'm just discovering. All right. Yeah, there's even more guitars. There's a power chord. I don't know if... Well, yeah, hey, you never know. It could find its way in there. We'll see. But no, not for now. The 50s is where we find our basses. Oh, I like that wood bass. Disco bass. Funk bass. A little pick bass. Oh, that's kind of nice. I like that. Don't like that one. This one's a slap bass. Oh, it's got a nice bottom end to it. And this one's a deep slap, which oddly enough has less bottom end to it. They're about the same. It's odd that it's specifically called deep and it doesn't sound any deeper than the other ones. Anyway, where was I at? Oh yeah, I like this one. It has a nice, I don't think it's gonna work, but I do want to try it. So let's see. I'm just gonna play it back for now. Oh no. It's definitely got too much attack. It just sounded weird going dong, 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 dong. That one might work. All right, try this one. Has a lighter attack to it. Yeah, I think that'll work. I think that'll work. And I kind of have a bass line, so I'm just gonna go with the flow. Now, this means I need to take off, oh, I need to turn off my mic. Because I only want to record the i3. So, let's give this a shot. I accidentally forgot, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I accidentally forgot. I forgot that there's no little break before the next section there. So but that bass line I can actually take and do my snippy thing there. So let's highlight that track, do a split, pull down the scissors icon, and now I have that section all on its own. So copy, take that and paste it, basically just putting it all in the same place as the other parts are in to make it all match up. Copy, paste that little spot there. Let's copy this one, copy, and paste that in there. And oh yeah, and then there's that end spot. Copy and paste in the end spot. Oh, apparently the end spot goes a little longer. Oh yes, because I had looped it at that point. Well, then I'll loop this one. Holy moly, I didn't want to loop that much. Let's drag the end of this loop back. See, that's the thing with the loop. As soon as you tell it to loop a track, it just loops it right out into the end of whatever length of section you currently have happening. All right, so I'm going to, now that's actually the length of the song, so I'll drag all of that back. There we go. Now, back that up to the beginning. So now we've got a bass, we've got an arpeggiator going. Might be nice to get some chords in there, a little bit of, I think some choirs. It's a Christmas song. I mean, it may be an up-tempo Christmas song, but it's a Christmas song all the same, and it needs some choir loving. So let's get into another track here. I wonder what this thing has for choirs. I bet you there's some lovely voices on this thing. We have string, octave, analog pad, I3 strings, air vox double. Number 64 on this air vox double. Let's see what that sounds like. Well, that's kind of pretty. Yeah, I think that'll do nicely. Very 90s sounding, isn't it? Well, I mean, it is a keyboard from the 90s, and it was probably used in a lot of studios that were producing music for radio jingles and whatnot, because it's a workstation computer. It's got everything built into it that you need to produce a song on the spot. I just like surrounding myself with all these other ones to inspire me. And of course, you know, GarageBand makes everything easier. Except when it doesn't, which happens from time to time. But that's modern technology. You get used to it. All right, let's get our choir. Looks like it's coming up on there. All right, this means I need to shut myself up. And let's try these chords, see if we can get that happening. Oh, hold on. How am I going to do that? It only gives you a 4 count in. Oh, is there a setting here that gives you a longer metronome and count in? It lets you turn the count in on and off, and it lets you turn the visual count in on and off. So it actually displays 1, 2, 3, 4 on the screen when you're. It lets you change the sound and the level. It does not, however, let you change how long it counts you in. Well, that's disappointing. All right. This just means I have to be prepared. I'm starting to wonder if I've done something wrong because that spot gets me every time. Every time it comes around to that spot, I'm like, I'm not prepared for the change. Okay, I'm singing it in my head, making sure that the words are in the right spot. Okay, I see where I'm going wrong. there's nothing wrong with the structure of the song. I am just missing it every time. So there's no breather there. All right. But the first part went okay. I think I'm going to do it again, though, because there was actually a mistake that I made. And although it covered itself up nicely, since I have to go in and fix this anyway, we'll start at the top. Okay, you're probably wondering what the heck's going on, and so am I. I don't seem to be doing the right chord pattern. Okay, I know where I see where I'm screwing up now. Oh, this is all kinds of fun. Okay, well, I heard that mistake at the end, but that's easily fixed. That just meant my arpeggiator went a little off kilter. And let me just drag that, copy and paste that right there. There we go. So now that is ending in the right spot. All right, I think that worked out well, or we shall see how well. Let me just pull this out so I can see all my sliders here. I need to get a basic mix. See if we can get a little more oomph on the bass. just gonna solo the the bass line. I've turned it into something horrible. No, I think I'll stick with the stereo spread. I could probably just actually, if I go into the settings of that track, I can just pump the bass up. There we go. That's what I wanted. Yeah, that works. Now let's put everybody else back in. Go in and adjust the choir section as well, maybe just add a little reverb to it. And a little bit of treble to make it stand out a little better. There, it seems to be coming through nicely now. Now, I need some extra accompaniment. These are like the little licks that will come in to spruce up the song in certain areas. Usually this is just a little lick to keep the interest in the instrumental. The interest in the instrumental. That'll be the name for this episode. The interest in the instrumental. No, actually I have to name it after a Christmas tune, don't I? Let me see. If I go to my little synth here, my Alchemy synth that is built into GarageBand. We'll see what we have for a little lick. A little lick. I don't want any pads. I want something that's more leady. Something like... not like that. Oh, something like that though. This is called Airy Synth Lead. So let's see what could be done with this. Play it back, get a feel for it. So there's words right here. Something like that, except played better. I'm making this all up as I go along. The song might have been written already, but this instrumental hasn't. Okay, I've got a couple of ideas for little licks. So I'm just going to go ahead and add these in wherever I feel they might come up. Yes, this is basically just a show of me bouncing up and down. Oh, that was a terrible note. I'm just gonna punch in from that point. That was awful. All right. that was awful. Yes, that is the advantage of the TranSan show. You get to see the behind-the-scenes making of the tunes that you can use in their proper form. You could use the ones with all the mistakes if you want. I don't release them, though. You'd have to record the show. Oh, I thought I was in a different spot there. Let me try that again. Oh, I did that wonky string of notes at the end as well. Let me try that again. I'm keeping all these though. I'm not taking anything away. Okay, I could definitely use one more bass note at the end there. It kind of drops off a little bit. Maybe I'll just put a little, well actually I could do it with the sound that I was just doing, that airy synth lead, just a little bass note right at the end. Oh no, actually it won't work. It doesn't sound nearly as good down there. Let me find a little bass part that I can put right at the end. A blooming bass. Oh, good heavens, no. What is that? Wow, that's not that one. I like that, but maybe not for that. I want something that has, oh, well, I can actually adjust it. I'm just thinking, I like the sound of that bass. It's a heavy sub bass, by the way. But I would love it if it had like a little bit of release added to it, and I'm pretty sure I can do that. Yep, there's the ADSR, attack disc, blah, blah, blah. My tongue not working today. Attack, delay, sustain, release. So that's what ADSR is. That's what they refer to as the ADSR envelope. So it creates an envelope of how the sound is handled. So the attack is how fast the sound comes into play when you hit it. So that has a fairly tight attack. So it starts right away. The decay is how long the note will decay. The sustain, of course, is how long the note will sustain. And the release is how long the note will fade out after you've released the note. So right now it's not doing, yeah, it's doing it there, but it has no decay. I'll give it some decay. There we go. There we go. The sustain is turned up all the way. I'll take the attack down a little bit. So there's a note that sort of fades out. There we go. And then I'll go in to the settings and pump up the reverb on it. Whoops. I have to bring it back. There we go. A little bit of reverb, maybe even a little echo. There. So that will be my end accent bass. Oh, did apparently that was where it was supposed to go, right there? Really? Oh, I might actually hold that a little longer. Let's undo that. Duplicate reference. to the same MIDI draw data of the audio region has been removed. What the hell does that mean? That was new. That was a new message I got. There. that note faded out nicely in time with the choir vocals. Speaking of which, I'm going to lend those choir vocals a little assistance, because I love the 90s synth choir sound, but there is a choir sound that comes with the iPad synths, part of the Alchemy synth, and it just sounds delightful. If I can remember which one it is, I think it's either the Alchemist choir or the female choir morph. It might be the female choir morph. That was from last week. Okay, it's not that one. These guys are actually saying something. It's a little creepy. It sounds cool, but I don't think I can make it work with the song. Here's one called Art Duo. Oh, it could be called Fart Duo. Cosmic Boys Choir. Ew. Those, I hate to think of what they did to those kids. Here's one, Deep Harmonic Waves. Oh, that's very pretty, but too slow of an attack for an up-tempo song like this. Female choir. And it sounds like somebody's cupping their hand over their mouths. Here's the female morph choir. Yeah, oh, that's lovely. I think it has pipe organ in there too. I think that's part of the morph. So if I'm not going to need a full spread for that, as far as the chord structure, but I'll want to follow it with some. See what I can do here. Okay, I've got a pattern for it. I'm actually kind of doing an arpeggiator live. Basically, I'm not keeping a full straight chord with them like that. I'm just doing. That kind of thing. So since I'm doing that, what I'll do is I'll give it the same treatment on the ADSR. If I can. Oh, does this not have a release? Hold on. Oh, there it is. So I'm just going to pump up the release a little bit. There. So that it fills up the empty spaces in between. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and record along with this. I got messed up in that spot again. I'll have to back that up a little bit. And then punch in at... I wish I could set a punch in spot where... because on professional recording software, you can actually set a punch in spot. You can tell your software, okay, as soon as it gets to this time index, start recording. And which makes it really easy to punch in. I'm surprised that the iPad doesn't offer that opportunity. Oh, hold on. I wasn't sure what chord I was going to end up on. Okay, there. I've got all the parts in. I know I made a couple of foibles, but it's one of those parts where it kind of fixes itself. It's meaning it's not really fixed. It's actually there, but you'd have to listen really, really hard. You'd actually have to listen to the independent track to find out that something has gone wonky. Now, speaking of, I'm going to go in and just tighten up our quantization for those parts. So let's tighten those up into 16th notes for that track. This track here, where I have the heavy sub bass, that's a single note, so we'll just tighten that into a quarter note. And this airy synth lead that I was doing, we'll tighten that up into 16ths as well. So now we've got lots of tracks. I think they're... Yeah, I think I'm gonna take that airy synth down a little bit. And actually, that airy synth could use some echo. Yeah, makes it a bit more of a moist sound. I'm just going to double check it to see how that... This is that track soloed. Yeah, that sounds nice with just a hint of echo and moisten it up with a bit of reverb. Awesome. All right. Well, in that case, I think this song is just about ready. I can't think of anything else I need to add to it. Can't think of anything else, but I'm sure that I can. You don't want to oversaturate it though. A lot of the things that I add now are just like little things, little pieces, like spices. It's like adding pepper to your meal. Unless it's like the way I add pepper, which apparently I turn my meal quite dark. I like pepper, what can I say? It's groovy stuff. Now I'm hungry. Oh, I think it's pizza night, guys. We're gonna have some pizza after this. So that means I should probably like put this away and do the tunage. I didn't get a chance to say a shout out to anybody in the chat room, and I do apologize, but it's because our friend Julie isn't with us tonight, and she's the one who puts up all the names and all the words and all the hellos and everything on the screen. So speaking of whom, is that proper grammar? I just got a message from her, so she is watching the show. Hello, Julie. Oh, wait, I'm waving to the wrong camera. Hello, Julie. And which other camera? Oh, yeah, there's one up here. So we have in the chat, we have MP3, Carnell, Silverlight, UXW Bill. I love your shows. Wilkes, Granny? We have a Granny? Awesome. And Peter. So, hold on, I'm not done. She's still typing. We also have Deborah, and we have Jules, and we have Christine, and ow, I hurt my finger. That's a lot of people. That's so many people that my fingers are like pink now. that's how many times I hit them. They turn pink. And Philip, we have Philip. Are you done typing yet? So that's fantastic. I'm glad there's so many people dropped in just to hear me screw up creating Christmas music. Although it turned out pretty good. Good enough, I think, that I can probably go ahead and sing this tunage. So I shall dedicate this song to everyone who has dropped in for the live show. Just a reminder that we do post this video every Monday on YouTube. So we have a YouTube channel. Just do a search for Transistor Sandwich because we don't have our own URL just yet. But if you get lots of people to subscribe. So on Mondays, keep an eye on the YouTube channel. We post this video with all of the cameras. Hey, I just realized that battery died. With all of the cameras in place that we have running. So we have like 8 different videos. Actually, if you're watching this on the YouTube channel right now, we have videos down here and we have videos up here. That will look normal on the YouTube version of the show. All right, so let's go back to the beginning here. We've got all of our tracks in place, and let's pull up the lyrics, because no, I don't know the lyrics. I know some of them. I mean, everybody knows some of them, but it's all the other verses that you usually, by the time it's gotten to those lines, you've usually stopped paying attention by that point. Or that's how it was when I was growing up anyway. All right, so here we go. Oh, hold on. Let's get our singing mic here. That would be this one. Hello. Ah, that is the singing microphone. I should ask Ross, does that sound okay in the recording booth? I'm not blowing anyone's ears off on the vocal mic. It sounds different tonight for some reason. Oh, I bet you it's because I screwed up all the dials on the Oh, okay, cool. I'm just going to put a little bit more reverb on it. Maybe bump that echo up a little. Check, check. All right, yeah, make it a little warmer there, yeah. Cool, maybe a bit of that. 2, all right. Okay, so let's back this up to the beginning and give this a shot. I'll have my little intro. I'll have to keep an eye on this screen to know where the next verse is coming up. This is going to be interesting, folks. Let's give it a shot. I wonder if I can, because iPad does side by side, I wonder if I can pull up the instrumental and, hold on, and the lyrics. Oh, look at that, it works. So it makes the lyrics really small. Yeah, that's, oh, I was going to say, yeah, that's not going to work, but then I just remembered, will it do split screen? It will not do split screen. So I can pull it in as a side-by-side. I guess that's great for notes, but you can't do split screen with it. You have to do that separately. All right, in that case, I have to get that out of there. Let me bring up my, oh, now, is it going to stay there forever now? I want it to go away. Oh no. How do I get that to not keep coming up on the side like that? Here, let's save this song before we lose it. Content unavailable. Oh my lord. Why is it telling me that now? On my iPad. Oh, okay. There we go. Folder contents could not be displayed because of an unknown error. Well, that doesn't sound good. Oh, well, this does not bode well. Let me get this back up here. And what was the name of that? I didn't name that document. It's here somewhere. Thunderstorm. That one. Today at 6:21 p.m. Here we go. Yay, I found it. I forgot to give it a name. All right, so now we've got that. Now we'll bring up our lyrics separately. Oh, thank goodness. Christmas songs. There we go. Away in a Manger. Ta-da. All right, let's try this. Away in a manger. Yeah, I think that'll work. All right, hold on. I've got a mix and everything's working. So let's turn off the lav mic. Of course, as soon as I turn off the lav mic, I'm still talking. All right, and we'll bring our music up. So here we go. This is our first Christmas song of our string of 5 tunes before Christmas. I think that's what we'll call it. This is Away in a Manger. Away in a manger, no crib for a bed. The little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head.
The stars in the bright sky look down where he lay. The little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay. The cattle are lowing, the baby awaits. Little Lord Jesus, the crying he makes. Oh, love thee, Lord Jesus, look down from the sky and stay by my cradle till morning is nigh. Be near me, Lord Jesus, ask thee to stay close by me forever and love me, I pray. Bless all the dear children in thy tender care, and take us to heaven to live with thee there.
Well, there you have it. Yes, I did screw up in the middle. I'm like, okay, how do I re-sing these words? How do I re-sing these words in order to make them fit the chord pattern that I just messed up? But it worked. I made it through to the... It didn't really work. I made it through to the end of the song, though, and that was all I really wanted to accomplish. So again, this song will be available for you to download at about the same time that the YouTube video gets posted on Monday. So it takes like 10.5 hours to render this. So keep an eye out for that. If you want to participate in the show, we're always looking for ideas for lyrics for, usually we don't have the lyrics ahead of time to do this end part of the show. We usually just grab some phrases from people in the chat room. So if you'd like to submit any, you can submit them down below if you're watching on YouTube in the comments down below. If you're on Facebook, send them to us anytime on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. You can send on Instagram if you want. And if you want to join us again next week, then I highly recommend you do that. I've lost my train of thought. All right, well that then, folks, is the end of our show for this Saturday. So until next week, I want to say, be good to yourself, be good to each other, and have a great Saturday night. Bye. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. If you really did, why not hit subscribe? And if you'd like to know when the next video is posted, ring that bell for notifications. And don't forget, you can download the songs created on the show at transistorsandwich.com, free to use in your own projects.